Wicked Arrogant says, yeah.
Hey, Wicked, what's up?
Wicked Arrogant says, airplanes.
I am fixing to get a print off the printer and get it washed.
Wicked Arrogant says, not much though, just about to play some Red Dead.
Yeah, it sounds fun. I thought they had shut those servers down.
Wicked Arrogant says, oh nice, that sounds fun.
I guess that's still a thing. Maybe I've had this conversation before.
Wicked Arrogant says, yes it is.
I'm about out of gloves. Looks like it printed okay. Get you guys over on spray booth camera. Yep, that is looking mighty fine. All right. Now we need to wash it. All right, we got it washing. That's the last of my gloves. I've got Brandy picking up some. I usually do about a 5-minute wash. I think after I get done washing this, I'm going to work on crypto tonight. I've got some ideas on how I want to split that model apart to make it easier to print and paint. Okay, we're about there, so I'm going to switch over to the booth. Okay, let's get you in here. Gotta make sure all the alcohol fumes. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to get a squeeze bottle. And really try to flush all that out. You'll always lose some alcohol to evaporation, so I kind of just drips and stuff like that, so I just kind of flush back out into here. I mean, I'm not using much. Oops. Hey, what's going on? I think that is the last piece, yes. Get this out of here. So at this point, it's just about letting this dude dry. And then I've got to fill in the holes. You have to make holes to drain things. But I fill those holes in with some resin putty, and then it will be sanding and finishing, and then sending it off to the client. This is a piece that was commissioned off of Fiverr. So the rest of my time this evening, I'm going to work on crypto in Blender. So it's a great 3D file, but it needs some help. So let me bring that up on the desktop. Blender. There we go. Now, first of all, let's get rid of you.
Clasher says is here. Zero Creation says, Zero Bob. Hello MR Clasher, welcome to our
Mr. Clasher, how's it going?
Another new face around here. What brings you to our little corner of the internet today?
STL. Where is my crypto? So the goal is going to be to split him right along the collar. I want to take his head off, and I want to take the collar off at the bottom, but I've got to get the cape off. So yeah, this is going to be rough. No pun intended. But as it stands right now, I don't think I can paint him very well. If I try to paint his body, I'm going to get it on the cape. If I try to paint the cape, I won't get it on the body.
Hey, what's up? Loving your stream and your energy infectious. I'd love to help you with reach affiliation or partnered and boost your viewership. Let's chat about growing your channel in Discord. So.
It's been a while since I streamed on Kick. Apparently spam's become quite the thing there. All right, so first of all, I need to create 3D joint That shift and click? No. There we go, right click. And then I need to do no, I gotta add. What was the add? Add mesh plane. Right. Then I want to scale that plane. I want to scale it up. Right about there. I don't remember all my keyboard shortcuts. It's been a really long time for Blender. There's my rotate. The cape looks like it's part of his back though. Now that I'm getting in close and looking at it, pretty far down. So it might be that I have to clip. This may not work. Let me get rid of this plane. Yep, that's exactly what it is. The cape is actually part of the body. Yep, see that? That right there. So let's zoom out a little bit. So if I zoom in, then I rotate. Yep, see that right there? That's the cape. So this model, that's gonna be fun. I mean, I guess. That gives me some chop off points, but all right. So I know S is scale. Right? And I know that R is for rotate. So it's like I'm debating on where I want to split it up now. I am thinking maybe we go lower and split it below the collar. Like maybe right there. All right, so I'm supposed to select the plane, select crypto. Oh, wait, not that. I need to watch that video again because I'm forgetting the steps. I need to do a modifier on the plane and give it some thickness. Modifiers, add modifier. I need this guy's video pulled up. Is what I need to do. It's sad, but I just don't have a good memory. Okay. And I don't do this enough. That's the other thing. Just don't do it enough. History. How to cut a model in Blender.
Alright guys, so you want to learn how to cut apart a model and see it like this. Not a problem. We're going to go ahead and do that. So first we need a couple tools. The first thing we're going to need is let's back up to our arrow. And then right there. So that looks like really good for this area for the most part. It's going to cut right along this, or so we think. But here's the problem. Only on the front side. The back side is going to cut one vertex, but that's fine. So we're just going to kind of start to, I don't want to spend forever doing this because it's too, what we need to do is make this a little bit thicker because right now it's only a one-dimensional shape. Let's come up over here to our modifiers panel and let's add a solidify modifier.
Okay, so add modifier. Solidify.
And that's too thick, so that's going to cut all that area out of the model. But if we hold shift, if we click in this area, we can drag it smaller. We just want to give it the smallest amount of thickness. So that
All right, he did 0.0006. And then I have to do apply.
there we go. We're going to apply that modifier by coming here and hitting apply. So then we're going to go ahead and select our cutting plane, then our model, and then do shift control minus.
All right,
that
so
disappeared. And you're like, what?
I can't do that because I don't have a full keyboard. So let's do, we're supposed to be, where is my Boolean? If I do shift control minus, doesn't do anything. I need to bring up my bool tools. Another guy said earlier, control shift B. Control shift B, bool tools. And select the difference. All right, it's gone. And now the part should be sliced. Yep, you see the slice. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is this guy does a thing.
Wait a minute, where did it go? We zoom in real here, you can see that we have a slight cut. That's awesome. So now we have our model. What we need to do now is go into tab mode. And that's going to be ignorance of edit mode. Hit A to select all. And then we want to hit P and separate by loose parts.
All right.
So now we have our model. What we need to do now is go into tab mode. And that's going to be ignorance of edit mode. Hit A to select all. And then we want to hit P and separate by loose parts. All right. Now we have successfully cut off this arm. So if I hit G, or click on hit G and then X, I can swing it out. So we have the arm cut off. Perfect. All right, so let's go keep that arm selected. Let's hit the tab key, but the
What else did I cut off?
on the numpad key.
What?
And
What did I cut off?
let's do that shift click again. Hit A. And
What did I cut off? What is that? How did I? There we go. I've got something that I don't really know how it sliced like that. That's funny. All right, but I got that.
an X. I can swing it out. Ignorance and edit mode. Hit A to select all. And then we want to hit P and separate by loose parts. All right. Now we have successfully cut off this arm. So if I hit G, or click on hit G and then X, I can swing it out.
So G and X. swing it out. Got it.
So we have the arm cut off. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and keep that arm selected. Let's hit the tab key, but the flash on the numpad key. And let's do that shift click again. Hit A, and we're gonna add in a cube. Pretty little cube. Let's hit S to scale it up. And then we want to go back into edit mode for this. So again, that's tab. And this time we want to select that front face. We'll come up here.
Okay, whoa, 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 whoa.
And let's do that shift click again. Hit A, and we're going to add in a cube. Pretty little cube. Let's hit S to scale it up. And then we want to go back into edit mode for this.
There we go.
Again, that's tab. And this time we want to select that front face. So we'll come up.
All right, so we want to add a cube. We are going to scale that thing up so that it can be a peg. We're going to move it down a bit.
Up here to there and select it, or you can hit 3. And then hit the S key just to scale it in. This will just help it fit a little bit better. So, oops.
All right, I've got to select just the face. How did you do that?
So again, that's tab. And this time we want to select that front face. So we'll go up here to there and select it, or you can hit 3. And hit the S key just to scale it in. This will just help it fit a little bit better. So, oops. All right, so now that that's still selected, let's go ahead and select our model.
All right, so now we've got our key there.
Oops. All right, so now that that's still selected, let's go ahead and hit the S key just to scale it in. This will just help it fit a little bit better. So, oops. All right, so now that that's still selected, let's go ahead and select our model tool, shift click.
Okay, but how do I put it back? At one point he isolated the arm. And I gotta move it. Damn it. Okay, I know what he did. Dang it. Go back. Well, this is awesome. There's no more undos. All right, so GX. We are not there. Because it's highlighted, it's hard to see if I've got it back exactly where it needs to go. Okay, that's pretty close.
And let's do that, but the slash on the numpad key.
See, he makes it where that's the only thing selected and this disappears.
G, or click on it, G and then X. I can swing it out. We have the arm cut off. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get that arm selected. Let's hit the tab, but the slash on the numpad key.
Ah, there it went.
And let's do that shift click again. Hit A, and we're going to add in a cube. Pretty little cube. Hit S to scale it up. And then we want to go back into edit mode for this. So again, that's tab. And this time we want to...
All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to add a mesh and a cube. I'm going to scale it up. I am going to, not going to rotate it, I am going to move it. A little bit. Then I got to do tab to select it. And I want to do select face. And I want to do scale, and I want to go in just a bit.
select that front face. We'll go up here to there to select, or you can hit 3. You need the S key just to scale it in. This will just help it fit a little bit better. So, oops. All right, so now with that still selected, let's go ahead and select our model 2 and shift click. And we have that there. So let's duplicate this with shift D. And now let's see what that's selected. Let's select our model and then hit that shift control.
Whoa, 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 he's gone too fast again.
To a shift click. And we have that there. Here to there, select it, or you can hit 3. You need the S key just to scale it in. This will just help it fit a little bit better. So, oops. All right, so now with that still selected, let's go ahead and select our model 2 and shift click.
Okay, there we go.
And we... Alright, so now that that's still selected, let's go ahead and select our model 2 with shift click. And
Yeah, he's not. All right, let's do this. Select the cube and select crypto and then do slash. Yay. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
and we have that there. So let's duplicate this with shift D. And now let's, with that selected, let's select our model and then hit that shift, control, and minus again. Alright, so if we hide this piece real quick here, you can see we now have a hole, the perfect shape that fits that piece. Awesome.
Haha!
So now let's go
Yay!
ahead and shift click the arm, go back into isolation mode again, and let's
Okay, how do I get out of isolation mode? Ah, ha, ha, ha. All right, so I want to click this and the cube and go back in isolation mode, right?
select this, and we want to shrink that face just a little bit more now. Just that way it's a little bit smaller in case we have a little bit of swelling when it prints. And we're going to...
Okay, that's not a bad idea. So that is not a scale. I've got to do the face select thing. It's like I had all the shortcuts. What's slice? going just a little bit.
Just that way it's a little bit smaller in case we have a little bit of swelling when it prints. And we're going to select this, select that, hit Shift plus this time, and that's going to join it together.
Hazard also call it says, cheap viewers on stream.ru. Remove the space. BJPDJJTF.
All right, and that makes it one piece. Done. The head is done. I'm gonna save as. This is crypto. Good Lord. All right, so I definitely want to separate them at the base. So let's do shift click. I'm gonna try this. Slice. Needs at least 2 selected objects. All right, so let's do add mesh plane. We're going to scale it up until it is outside there. We are going to select that, and then slice. So I guess that's the same thing. So if we zoom in, we should have a slice. Well, you know what? I didn't think of it. Control Z. All right, so we go back to here, add a modifier, solidify. We're going to make that 0.0006 and apply. Now if we select that, and now we go to Control Shift B and we do slice. Now let's look in here. And did we slice it? Yeah, we did. I see the slice. Okay. Now what we can do now is we have to go into not that mode. What is the mode?
What we need to do now is go into tab mode.
Tab. And we need us to select why does tab mode not look right?
And that's going to be ignorance at edit mode. Hit A to select all.
Oh, I just did A. Gotcha. Tab mode, A. Right click. Buy loose parts. I don't think that did right.
And then we want to hit P and separate by loose parts. All right. Now we have successfully cut.
Yeah, that didn't work. That did not work. His tail is intersecting with the base. So I'm not sure if that's worth me trying to split. Let's just not worry about that. I really want him off the base though. What it is the plane also isn't all the way down. So let's move it. No.
Angelofti says yo.
Hey Angel, what you up to?
Angelofti says playing a game with Wicked.
Oh, that's cool. What are you guys playing? Oh, wait. I don't want to know about your special time. It's okay. None of my business.
Angelofti says Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, you guys play that a lot. I used to have that. A very long time ago.
All right, so it will cut it off. This would work technically, but we kind of want it to be really nice and cut along the seam in the jacket to hide it when we print. So to do that, we're going to tab into edit mode. So that's literally hitting tab with this mesh selected. And now we've got that in there. We want.
All right, so we go select the plane. We hit tab. We're in edit mode.
I want to come over here to our loop cuts tool. Not the knife tool, but the loop cuts. They look very similar. And I'm going to add my first loop.
Okay. Loop cut. And what I want to do is I want to add a loop cut.
Isla 6766 says, hey, I can help you get verified, affiliated, and monetized within a week. Just need someone to vouch for you. My Discord is Alesh Marble. Message me if interested. Angelofti says geez.
Yeah, I get a lot of the spam.
Loop cut here, and then maybe one up here, and then one down here. Now, we're gonna go with the really big edits first, and then we're gonna start refining it more and more. So up here we have 3 different ways.
All right, can I move? I'm kind of watching this guy on YouTube do this at the same time I'm doing it because I haven't done it in so long.
Of selecting stuff. We've got our vertex for these little guys. Right here are vertexes. One little point. Then we have edge. Edge is 2 vertexes. So that's this vertex and that vertex. And then a face is basically 4 vertexes. So all 3 more than 3. But right now, let's go ahead and select in our edge mode. Now you can access any of these by using the 1, 2, or 3 keys. So if you want to be really fast at a program like Blender, get used to key commands, trust me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move this on the X-axis only by hitting X after G, and I'm going to move that over. So that's...
All right, so I guess I need to do some more lines until I get where I need them. All right, and then I want to select faces. Not loop cut. I don't want to do that no more. How do I get out of that? Out of tab mode, maybe? No, tab mode. Go back a little and see what he did.
Get used to key commands, trust me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move this on the X-axis, any of these by using the 1, 2, or 3 key. Right now, let's go ahead and select in our face. It's basically 4 vertexes. And all right here are vertexes. One look. Here we have 3 different ways of selecting stuff. We're going to go with the really big edits first, and then we're going to start refining it more and more. So up here we have 3, and then one down here. Now, we're going to go with the really big edits first, and then we're going to start refining it more and more. So up here we have 3 different ways of selecting stuff. We've got our vertex for these little guys. Right here are vertexes.
Okay, here we go.
One little point. Then we have edge. Edge is 2 vertexes. So that's this vertex and that vertex. And then a face is basically 4 vertexes. And all 3 more than 3. But right now, let's go ahead and select in our edge mode. Now you can access any of these by using the 1, 2, or 3 key. So if you want to be really fast at a program like Blender, get used to key commands, trust me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move this on the X-axis only by hitting X after G, and I'm going to move that over. So that's starting to look good. Let's go ahead here and do the same thing here. G, Z. And let's see, we could probably put another loop cut in right there. So let's do that, and then put back up to our arrow. And then G, X, back again like that. And there's another one right here. G, X, oops. And now we're gonna go ahead and just move this one. And the way it keeps going back to the sides like this, at the top, I'm using my numpad keys to do that.
So much work just to print crypto. I'm telling you what. All right, so if I want to dip all of these down, right? I don't want to dip all those down. I just want to dip that one and that one. And I want to go why is it all right, so now I want to select an edge. I want to select that edge, but I want to move it. I'm going to move that edge. Doop, doop. Okay, I think that's going to be pretty good. I'm about done. I'm going to get this done and split, then I'm going to be done for the evening. Getting tired. All right, so I need to get out of edit mode. I've selected add a modifier, solidify, 0.0006, and apply. Then select that, Control Shift B, difference, and boom, that should have cut it. Now I should be able to do tab mode, all, right click, separate by loose parts, out of tab mode. Now I should have crypto as a base, So if I do G and X, I can move him out and move him back. Woo! All right, so I'm saving it, and I'm done for tonight. Gah! Great googly moogly. All right, guys, that's it for me tonight. I appreciate everyone that came out. I hope that you guys follow on whatever platform you were watching, considering I'm streaming to about 8 of these things now. And I will be working again tomorrow night, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.